Welcome to Treehouse Meeting number 28. So today, again, we're going to have Alex give a bit of an update on Treepl things and an intro to the on-site editor. And then Rusty from Pearsite's going to show what he's been working on with the on-site editor, give us some tips and tricks and ways to use that. So if you're ready, Alex, I'll hand it over.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi everyone. So I'd like to give you some little updates on what's going on. You probably know that most of our teams from Ukraine, and as for now, everybody is being safe and away from the active war zone, and with long-term commitments for places to stay. So basically, where people are renting places and so on in nearby countries. Some of our team stays in the nearby countries like Romania, and we have people from Adobe team helping our guys extensively, more than anybody else outside Ukraine. And Germany and Portugal. So these are, and United States. So these are our locations right now. So, but luckily we had one employee that's been in the occupied territory, but she was able to escape and successfully arrive to Bucharest. So we're now fully on track, and everybody's fully safe. So we're hope that things gonna get better soon. So and the team can come back to their houses and so on. But for now, we're glad that we're everybody's safe and we're within our pace, and the team has been doing an incredible job, and in fact the productivity of the team has increased since the since this full scale invasion. So as just to give you an update what we're working on, so I'm fully focused on the marketing right now, and we have meeting agencies doing a lot of meetings. I'm in California at the moment. And we also, from our recent email, you've probably seen we have a new person doing the marketing, Anya. She's been doing some really cool stuff. So this is her first email that she composed. So she's going to do all our email communications, and she's working on our new pages on our website and some content. After she finishes helping me with presentations that I'm doing for Treepl at the moment during the meeting. So we're going to do much more marketing activity. You're going to see that as well. So the next thing is the on-site editor. I'll just give you a little story how this has started. And as you probably understand, we shared that before. We try to find the features and build functionality that would distinct us from our competitors, and we do that from the very beginning. We decided we're gonna grow our platform, grow our functionality and features by following our resellers and their needs. So dedicated servers was one of those projects, and it's been very successful. We still didn't officially announce it, only during the Treehouse, and we have some few projects that we set up for clients just based after that Treehouse the early demo that I did. So that project has been doing very well, and it's been great project to showcase the platform for me when I'm doing the presentations of the platform. Is very, very unique. So, and this project, the on-site editor, has also emerged from our cooperation with our resellers. So our very first survey that we did that wasn't focused on BC or anything around BC or BC EOL. And from that, it was back in a year and a half ago, it was January 2021. We have asked resellers what is the most important thing, number one question that your potential client asks you for when you're selling him a platform. And by far the number one answer was ability to edit the website, which was a surprise for us because based on the experience, we see that the site owners, they don't edit the website much. So then when we went further and we interviewed some of you, and we realized that by far the majority of clients, the site owners, don't edit their website, and they try to avoid that. So which was a little weird. So we try to go deeper, and we stumble upon Rusty's experience. So we basically set up a Zoom, and his clients were extensively editing their website, at least one of them. So, and the reason was very interesting because he made it a little different. So what he did, he basically created a secure zone where he allowed clients to edit the certain content of the website that Rusty wanted them to edit. So basically, he didn't allow them to manage the website through the admin. And we went deeper into that, and we started to ask around, talk to resellers, why is that? So we figured there's this term that we called ourselves, we made it up ourselves, called admin phobia. And the whole idea is that whenever you sell a client the website, when you get approved to build a website, you create this wonderful front-end design for them that they fall in love with because they eventually approve it. So they always interact, at every stage of development of the website, they always interact with this beautiful design that they understand, because this is the basically the area where the clients work with. And when you finish the project for them, you introduce them to this rocket science level thing called administration of the website, the admin. It's a completely different world. The colors are different. The fonts are different. The layouts is different. It's like rocket science. And on top of that, so it's very, very different from what they see on the front end. But on top of that, you tell them, you don't do this, 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 and this because you're going to break things. So you basically give them a very complex tool where they can potentially ruin that. And one of the, I had a personal case. It was probably about the same time when we get a call in late hours. We got a call on our 330 number, and I picked up a phone, and there was a lady, extremely panicked lady, saying that we're having an email blast, or we're having some sort of an ad or something, and the site is gone. It's completely gone. And she was like very, very nervous. And I ask her for URL and so on. So I come on the website and I just see the header and the footer. So I go to the admin, and the homepage is basically disabled. So she somehow just clicked that and unchecked that enable button, and she didn't notice that. She just did a little edit on the homepage before the promo. She didn't notice that she disabled the page. So she couldn't get a hold of her reseller. He was on vacation or something. So we fixed that for her, and that was an additional explanation of this admin phobia and how things can become very tragic and problematic for the site owner. Plus, they don't have time. They don't want to learn new things, which is absolutely understandable. So with Rusty, what he did, he basically built his own experience with how he wants the client to edit the website. So we decided, okay, so let's then build this another layer of. We started this project in January, by the way, this January. So let's build another layer of the website where the site owner will edit the website, but he will only interact with the front end. He doesn't have to see the admin or anything that's different. So the front end is the main area. And second thing, the reseller or developer will determine what the site owner can or cannot edit on this or that page of the website. So that way we're going to tackle this admin phobia, and we're going to remove the admin word at all. So it's an extra layer of editing. It's on every website. It can be available by /edit. So no, and we use that word edit because that's how they word it when they ask you questions. Am I going to have an ability to edit the website? They don't ask you, am I going to have ability to admin the website or administrate the website? So we built that, and we built a beta version. We worked with Rusty and several more resellers to basically make this working. So this feature is fully available and beta tested. It has some little things maybe, but it has already passed several rounds of beta testing. So we asked Rusty this time. We decided we're going to actually ask Rusty, one of resellers, to showcase how this works already on an existing website. So basically, I told you the story, and now here's the real case, how it works. And later on, I'll add more stuff on how you can use it and a couple more things. So go ahead, Rusty.
Oh, it's my turn now? You're done?
Yes, I'm done.
All right, here we go. Yeah, share my screen here.
And your camera is off already, so just so you know.
Yeah. All right, everybody good? See it? See the screen? All right. Okay, I'm just going to go through a few things, and at the end, you guys can ask questions or whatnot. We have in the Treepl docs, Adam has put together the documentation, so it is under content editing, and then it's under on-screen editor pro now. So everything that I'm going to cover today is all in this great documentation. So, but I'm going to make it sound and look a lot easier than this, hopefully. Okay, I've got this website here. This is actually a trial site. I was actually going to put it on the live site, but they decided to sell the business this week, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, on this site, this was initially designed for to be edited on the site via front-end custom modules, so it was an easy conversion for me, and I'm just going to go through a little bit of the layout of this site just so you have an understanding when we go through here. So with this site, I'm going to go to the pages. My pages here that I have, very few on this site, reflect the menu at the top, okay? And with these pages, they're not able to edit them, and I don't want them to edit the main pages because they're mainly a bunch of component tags and iframes. So there's really no content on the actual page itself. What I've designed, or what I've done, is I've used custom modules, and I have a custom module called Site Pages that reflect those pages that I want them to edit. And literally they are just the content body of the page. So that's kind of the gist of the site, the layout, just so you know as we're going through this and I'm talking about it. Okay, so we're at the site here, and I just want to point out one thing here is the menu. You notice that after the sign up button here, there's nothing here, but there will be here in a second. So your client, all they have to do is go to their URL, and at the end, like Alex said, we're just going to type in edit, right? And hit enter. Now, for them to have access to the site, you're going to actually set them up as an admin user, just like you would now for the admin. And I'm going to show you that here in a second. But you'll notice now that I've logged in there, I have this little content button, and we'll talk about that here in a second. Okay, let's go back to the admin. I'm going to talk to you about the admin settings. So if we go into settings, admin users, obviously you can add your users here, and you can control your roles. So any of the settings that you use in here for your admin roles, maybe you don't want them to have access to certain modules or certain custom modules. Those all pertain to everything that you do in the editor as well. So you can have multiple different roles. You can have roles for managers, roles for salespeople, however it works for that site. For this site, I'm going to design one for the owner and then one for the staff to be able to do different tasks. But that's only one level of the functionality. We'll actually be able to restrict or control what they are able to edit even farther here when we get into it even deeper. Okay, so back to the site. Now we're on our great on-screen editor. And on this site, on my main page, I don't really have any of the items on the main page that are able to edit. And that's what you're going to see over here. It says edit home. There's no edit button, and there's no content to edit. But I do have my site-wide content. And my site-wide content, I have two items, business, and I have template. And literally, these two items are my site information groupings. So here's my business grouping. I have some others down here that I didn't turn on, and I have my template grouping down here. So to turn these on, it's super easy. All I have to do, I'm going to turn on social. Just click on the edit button, hit Enable On-Screen Editor Pro, and hit Save. Right? Now if I go back to my editor, I'm just going to hit refresh because that's the only way to pull it. And now you can see that my social links are available to edit. Easy, simple, and clean. And those site-wide edit contents will be on every single page that you navigate. So you can see them at any time and edit them at any time. It's very simple. I'm going to scroll down here because this phone number is actually in my business settings. So I'm just going to change it from a 0 to a 4 because that's actually what it's supposed to be. And there you go. It's very simple, edited, and away I go. If you want, you can, and I've put a demo together, you can control the template layout. In this case, I've just got some coloring. So instead of this color here, I can put in something like here, hit save, and now you can see everything that was that blue that's associated with that is now red. Now to do that, it was super simple, and I'm sure you guys know, but I'm just going to hit it anyway. In the content template at the top, I just put in a style, and I put in some key style tags so that when I edit them, they fly through. All right. So that is some things that you can do with the site information. And they, like I said, those will show up under site-wide content. All right, now let's get into the fun stuff. I'll go to this page called The Gym. Now, if you remember, I said the gym, this page is really not something I want them to edit the page itself. However, you can turn on on-site editor to allow them to edit the page. But if I did that, then they would see all of my component tags like I showed you. So in this case, it's all custom modules. So all my modules that I have available for them to edit will list here on the side. Now, if you restrict a user so that they can't edit maybe the Q&A section, they'll still be able to see it and click on it and just say that they don't have permission for that. So from here, I can either scroll down and you can see that there's a bunch of edit and delete buttons all throughout. I don't even have to do that. I can click right here and it will scroll right to it, and I can click right here and I'm ready to edit the gym page. So now I can do whatever I want. I'm just going to make that, and you'll see when I hit save draft that it just goes boom, just like that. I can hit back. I can navigate to something else. I'm going to go to FAQ. And if you notice, when I edited that, it just updated instantly. Watch this one. When I hit save, it reloads the page. And the reason that I made it do that is because this is a click event. So if I didn't reload the page, these click events wouldn't work when I edited this module. Okay, but I can edit whatever I want in here. Now you'll notice that there's blue dots showing up all over the place. And these blue dots, if you hover over it, except for now, well, it used to, it would say draft or something. Maybe it's this one. There we go. Unpublished changes is what that means. So you can make a bunch of edits and just save them as drafts. You can wait until the end and publish them all. Or when you're clicked on it, you can just hit publish now, and that will publish that one item. You can also click on the menu and hit publish changes, or again, click down here. You can also make multiple edits. So maybe I edited this and I hit draft. I looked at it. Nope, I don't like it that way. I can hit save draft again, and you can just keep going. All right. So that is super fun. I'm sure there's something else I'm supposed to, oh yeah, tell you. Okay, let's go to let's see, which page was it? Oh, I know it was. Okay, back to the gym. If I click on this module item, and I'm actually go into the item, I actually have the edit and delete buttons on the details page of this custom module, right? But you'll notice that really nothing shows up over here because it's looking for a list of items. But it does have an edit button up here. So I can just click it here, or I can click it on the side here. It does the exact same thing. So when you're in the details layout of the page, that's how it's going to look, just a little bit different than a list view here. I'm going to go into this detail page here. In this detail page, I do show photos because I do have a photos gallery popping in. So I can, again, click here, and I can add my photo if I want. Let's see, there was something else I saw that I wanted to talk about, but maybe not. All right, let's go into the nuts and bolts of it and have a lot of fun here. First thing, oh, I know what it was. I showed you this, or mentioned this content menu button up here. Let's go to our menu, and what I did is I added this button, and I added a class and an if statement to add to class if it shows that we're on the on-site editor. And this if statement is actually in the documentation down here somewhere with the buttons. And you can do the buttons couple different ways. I decided to do them with an if statement. So if the on-screen editor was active, they would show up. If it's not active, they won't show up. All right. Oh, here we are. So with this, when the on-screen editor is active, then it shows up this extra menu, and that's how it is now when they log into the secure zone. They have a content tab. Because this site is so small, I was able to basically list most all their content on one page so that they can just go and they don't have to go to every page. So from here, I can do the same thing. You can see all my modules are listed. So it just made it easy on this site, and something that they will be used to, except for the new owner. All right, let's go into the custom modules. So with this one, we're going to go to the gym. And we're going to go to the layout. So we're going to go to the list view because that's where all this information is. And what I have to do is we have to add this tag right here to the layout wrapper. So in this case, it was a section. Maybe it's a div, maybe it's something else. But the wrapper for this layout has to contain this. You can't bury it deeper in or it won't work on there. I also followed that by the buttons that I wanted to. I added both the edit and the delete. You don't have to add the delete, but you do have to add the edit button. If the edit button and this tag aren't on the module section, it will not work. It will not show up anything on the editor. The buttons are just a standard button, so you can style them, position them, do whatever you want with them. They're completely customizable on here. And obviously you want to either add an if statement or do it with some CSS to hide and show those appropriately. Okay. Okay, on the details, on the details page, I did the same thing. We just add the tag in the wrapper and add the buttons. Very simple. On the Q&A section that I had, let's go to that one because this one is a little bit different. I'm going to go to my list here. With this one, this module is a collection. So with this, I have to put my tag into or after the for loop starts, okay, not before, because it is looking at every item. So if I put it before, it doesn't know where the item is at. So I put it into the for loop. Make sure you change your ID tag to work with that. And then remember this one, I had a click event for that. So here is the reload tag to reload this page. And again, all these tags are in the documentation. And then I added the buttons, again, adjusting the button ID so that it would fire the correct ID. All right, so that's the only difference between the Q&A and the gym, and the rest of them play out the same. So we are actually going to do one so that you can see exactly how the admin works. And I want to go to my portal just so you guys can see this. And we're going to go to this trial site, which is this one here. So when you find your site, go to the edit button and go to extensions, and you'll just turn on the on-site editor pro beta. Right now it's beta, so obviously it's turned on here, but all you have to do is hit install. Once you do that, then you can come to the admin, and we're going to do this classes module because I haven't done it to this one yet. So we're going to go to the editor, edit settings, and you'll see this on-site editor setting. All right. And now here is where you can take all the properties available for this module, and you can move them to the right, just like I have here. So you can control, this is our next level of control of what the user actually has access to. So let's go down here to the gym one, and let's go to the gym page, and we're going to go to the gym, and I'm going to hit cardio. So here we have the name, I have the details, I have weighting, I have image on this one that's available to me. If I go to on-site editor, I can take or I can add something to that. Let's get rid of the image. All right, so I'm going to hit save. We're going to go to the deal. We're going to reload it. And now you can see that my image option is gone. So you can really control what they have access to. So maybe you have a lot of custom properties that you don't want them to have access to. You can control that. You can also control what order everything is in. So I can rearrange it, and then I can come back here. Let's reload this. And now you can see my image is way up here, and then my content, and then my weighting. So you have a lot of control on that. While I'm here, I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to steal something. Okay, so let's go back up to classes, and then let's go to our layout, and I'm going to go to my list layout, and because I cheated, I can literally just paste in, again, the data tag, and then my buttons. All right, and I'm going to hit save. And we're going to go to our classes page, and now I have classes showing up. And if I hit this, I have access to my image. So just so you know, because I screwed this up last time, if you don't put in the edit button, let's make sure this works. And I go to classes, and now you can see that the classes option does not show up on here, and my edit button doesn't show up, and my delete doesn't even work either. So you have to have this edit button in there, and you have to have the ID tag. The same thing will happen if you don't have the ID tag in. Let's go back to editor, and if I don't have anything selected for editable properties, the class will show up, but obviously the panel will be blank. So we need to add whatever we want them to have access to for that, right? So let's do classes, and now we've got, there we go, and everything is here. Okay, so a couple notes. This is just like it is on the admin. So it behaves just like the admin. So especially the editor here, and I can make it bigger pane if I want. So I can change, but how you copy and paste, bold, italicize, you can get to the code editor. It works exactly the same. Same as your media file. And while we're talking about media file, let's go to, I just want to make sure everybody's aware of this. If you go to your custom modules under settings, you can now actually tell the module where you want it to save your files. Okay, so that it's not just putting them wherever. So, and this was already saved. So now this was originally front end, so you can tell based on the URL. But if I delete that and I go to here, it goes automatically to my classes folder, and that's the only folder they have access to for this module, which is really nice and keeps them organized. All right. Let's see, what other site information? I'm sure there's something else that I was supposed to talk about because it seems like it went really fast this time.
How about editing an item?
What do you mean, how about editing an item? That's what we did.
Adding.
Oh, adding an item. Well, yeah, that's a great one. Okay, so I have down here somewhere, I added a button. I added it way down here. So you can add these buttons wherever you want. They are separate from everything else. So, and when you add the add button, you are adding the module, the custom module ID, not the element of the item ID tag. So just so you know that. But yeah, so you can add these buttons wherever you want. I actually put this one down here, and it's the same form. On this site, like I said, I've made this great content editor, so I just put all the add buttons right here. Oh, except for that one. That must be an old one. Okay, maybe I didn't do the add buttons there. There we go. That one works. All right. Okay, what else? What did I miss? I think that covers all of it.
I have something to add if you don't mind me sharing.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I share my screen?
Yep, I'm shopping. There you go.
Thank you. So we added to make it easier for you. We created out-of-the-box solutions where everything is implemented in some of our templates. So if we go to free templates right now, you see that we have 2 templates in the list that have this label, On-Site Editor Pro. So if we go to furniture template, it's a good example. We have implemented the on-site editor already. Here it is, opened, where you see everything is implemented in default styling. So we created our own default styling. Where we put all these new links, all these editing and content editing buttons, we put them on top of the layout, so your client sees the same layout but with these buttons on top for all the modules and all the parts of the content that can be edited or deleted or whatever you want with them. So this is the default layout, that the default styling that we use. And we also have the home page, site-wide content. We have site settings, so where they can change the logo, the location, the home phone, and stuff like that. Theme settings, it's more for if you want to create your own theme and you want to for the new website from the template. So this is something you can use. So we have 2 templates that already have on-site editor implemented, and you can use that to see how it's implemented, or you can use it for a new website. This on-site editor with theme settings edit makes creating new sites much faster right now. Also, as you probably understood, the on-site editor, it's a backend level functionality that doesn't add any bloatware, HTML or CSS, doesn't affect the front end. So if it's a custom website, custom-built website, the on-site editor pro won't affect the quality of the code. Also, you can add this to any existing live website or trial site, and you can go and hire Treeple services to do that for any of your sites, or you can use documentation, do it yourself. It's currently free, though we don't charge for it. It's still in beta. We want people to use it as much as possible. Once we enable it as an extra cost or in one of the plans, we want to make sure that everybody can afford that, because we want this thing to be one of those features that represents our platform, that our platform's famous for. Let me see what I have. Also, we have a new template coming out that we didn't announce last time. It's called Dresses. So this one's gonna have, it's 99% done. This one's gonna have the On-Site Editor Pro as well. You can check it out by this link. I'll paste it into to the chat. So basically, it's a simple store template. The cool thing of this template is that you have this price filter. You can check that out. Visit the link, and it's going to be available very soon. Probably this or beginning of next week. I also wanted to remind you about the image compressing. So this is one of the features that resellers had trouble with. So the admin wants to upload new photos for blog, for example, and they always want to use super high resolution photo that they took from their kids' new camera that they given them for Christmas. It's like 2 gigabytes or something. So you can set the compression of the image when you implement the On-Site Editor Pro, so it will compress the image to the size that you want it to be compressed, so they don't gonna make the website heavy unintentionally. For example, you can use On-Site Editor for blog, so where they can edit and add new blog posts from the On-Site Editor, from the edit, not from the admin. So to eliminate any issues with the messing up the website. So our plan is to add this to more templates, but we want to see how you guys use that and get more feedback. From what we've seen and from in the research in our competition, we haven't seen that approach and that level. So we're kind of proud of the results, and we can't wait you to use that and get feedback, hear feedback from your clients, especially those who are using admin and are looking for ways to improve the editing experience. That's it, what I had on my list. If you guys have any questions to me or to Rusty.
I think it's a game changer for me and my clients. It's just unbelievable. Because the biggest complaint I have is that they hate editing and they mess up their layouts. And yeah, to be honest, I just put them on a simpler platform, because Treeple has been difficult for them to use with the editor. So game changer for me. I've got Adam, Queensland Water, constantly griping about editing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one. I think I'm going to have the same thing with QGA, Queensland Gas Association, as well. So, yeah, no, thank you. I'm really excited about it.
Spot on. That's really good feedback. Okay, so it's available already on every trial site and live site. So if you need help, you can go to us, or you can use the documentation, and you can start that. You don't need to upgrade your site or do anything with it. It's already there. But thank you. That's great.
Do you know what sort of cost it might be?
What's that?
Sorry, Hope.
Will this be available for all plans?
We're working on it. A decision hasn't been made for pricing, but we definitely want this to be popular and available for every user. My personal understanding that impression that every customer is capable of paying for that and will be willing to pay for that. Because you have several layers of, you can create multiple users. It's really easy to delegate when you have one staff member leaving the team and you have another one coming in. It's really easy to train, so you don't have to teach the person the platform and so on. So I see a huge value in that. So whatever pricing, we're going to make it as reasonable as possible. But I think it won't be an issue for you. The pricing will be an issue for you, for your clients, for sure.
To me, what looks great about it is, from the client's point of view, is that as they're making changes, they can see in real time, well, not in real time, but they can see how it affects the layout immediately. And that's huge for them.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really proud of this functionality, and I really like to see when I demo that. I really like to see the reaction, because it's whether, like Megan said, it's whether we give a lot of training and it's a big client, or we just don't allow them to take over the admin. It's always pain for both sides. So, awesome. I'm happy to hear your feedback.
Yeah, it's really looking good. And I'd just like to add too that I think the power with the on-site editor now is the flexibility that we have. It's not just controlling how it works, but you can actually control how it looks as well. So with the buttons, where you put the buttons, what you put them on. And Rusty had two good examples. The first being just that one page where you had just all the modules that you might want them to edit. You don't even have to put it in the actual site content. You could have a completely separate page that you call admin and set it up however you want. And then adding the button into the menu because in the Liquid state, we know that they're in the on-site editor mode, so we can detect that with Liquid and basically do anything you like. You could add extra panels for instructions. You could embed a YouTube video that does a tutorial on how to edit content. You could really do whatever your imagination can come up with to control how they edit that site. So it's really flexible and powerful now. So yeah, I think that's another really good use case for it.
Also, one thing to add is we are. It also goes in line with our vision to serve the resellers. So we work with the resellers. So this feature makes the site owner become even more dependable on the reseller and the relationship that they built with you, because they are not able to do it themselves, and you are in full control what they can or cannot edit, which is a good thing for us as well, because we want your customers to work with you. So we don't want the free users. So the dependency, you are basically now, our resellers basically are now able to provide the exclusive editing experience to their sites. And this is something that, from our understanding, none other platform, at least the mainstream, can offer. So, Alex, are you planning to do a similar type meeting to demo Zapier? Well, for Zapier, we're probably going to have Adam, or anybody else. Adam decides that if there are cases where people can demo what they have done with Zapier. There are several resellers who really wanted that, like really bad. We put a lot of work into it, and we can't wait to see how you guys take advantage of it. And so I think, Adam, can you comment on that? You have some plans on this, right?
Yeah, I do have a use case for Zapier, and it's by far probably the most powerful implementation we have yet. So it's going to be a really good one. So hopefully, maybe next Treehouse. I know I've got Tim lined up for another presentation in Treehouse as well. So there'll be a few things to talk about. So yeah, hopefully next Treehouse we'll have a Zapier presentation. Yeah, but yeah, that's a really powerful function. Another question just came in about the image compression. A lot of time trying to explain the importance.
Yeah. Yeah, we heard that a lot.
Just on that, did you obviously using the image processor?
Processor.
Yeah. So, I mean, while it stops the load on the front end, obviously they're still actually going to be uploading huge images to their server space, so it still could add to their disk space and whatnot. So that's still one reason why they should be wary of it, but yeah, they're still going to do it. So we can stop it affecting the website. I just wanted to mention too, Alex, and maybe you can comment on this further, because I only realised it a few weeks ago. The old Nice Editor, which is now called On-Site Editor, and we have On-Site Editor Pro, so there's the two versions now. So the old Nice Editor is still going to be available. That's right, isn't it? And it's still going to function how it currently functions. How it used to be.
Yeah, we just leave it. Right now, we just keep On-Site Editor and On-Site Editor Pro. We're just going to leave it for now and decide what we going to do it in the future. Because as you remember, the Nice Editor is the feature that we develop on top of Business Catalyst. It's like a legacy thing. It had a complete, it was the origin of that functionality was completely different. And the On-Site Editor Pro, which actually is the on-site editor, it has emerged from our relationship and our learning experience, our learning of your experience and our learning our customers, how they work and their challenges. So this is our fully original functionality that we're super proud of. Even the older Nice Editor was the selling point. So we hope that this new editor will become even better selling point. From our understanding, ability to edit a website, it's not a feature that people want based on this survey, and it's actually true with other agencies as well. It's more a marketing tool that helps you to sell the website. So we're basically, with the new on-site editor, we're not just giving you a functionality that really works and probably works better than anything else, but we're also giving you a new marketing tool to help you sell new sites, especially for bigger companies that have multiple staff members, and they want certain people to edit certain functionality, certain pages, and certain limitations. This is like very unique, and this should help you help your sales as well as your ongoing administration and of the website for the client.
Have you guys thought about the number of admins available with this? Because right now you got 5 or 10 admins that you can add to a site, and this is going to eat that up. So
yeah,
I don't know with adding on-site editor if that's will include extra admin
that's a good
numbers.
point. That's a good point. That's something we should take into account. Yes, but again, that's why we keep it free. We want to learn as much as possible from you how you use it. So and then we're going to price it the right way so as many people as possible would use it. And we think you guys should charge extra for it, like big time. This is like really cool. Yeah, for any comments of the status of your team and your families? Yeah, I think I shared that in the beginning. Scott, so as of right now, everybody's safe and distant from the actual war zone, and with long-term commitments on places to stay and work. So we were able to organize. Some cases people did everything themselves. In some cases we had we were able to help, and so we're basically Ukraine. Half of the team is probably in Ukraine, and the other half is in Romania, Portugal, and Germany, and United States. Yes.
So, Alex, if we turn this new function on with one of our current clients, and at the moment you say it's free, but then later on you start to charge for it, that might be a bit tricky for them to think, well, I used to get it free. Why do I now have to pay extra for it?
Well, that's why we have it in beta, and I suggest you warn them about that.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, if they get a usable functionality that nobody else offers that brings them value,
Yeah.
and they don't want to pay for it, like, I mean, this doesn't make sense. So here's this thing, it brings you value, you don't want to pay for it, well, I mean, that's your part.
And then we turn it off. Yeah. Okay.
Well, and that's a good strategy as well, because you know, when people get used to stuff and then you make it, then you turn on the payment, they willing to pay for it much better than when you're trying to sell it to them, you know, without them trying that. That's the and we on our hand, we want to improve it as much as possible before we make it payment, and we can luckily afford that. Any integration updates that will require moving forward with the change to GA4? There is, Catherine, and there's something coming in the sprint for that. Let me quickly look into our internal tracking, because in one of the meetings, I think I heard that this thing is being delivered soon. I hope I don't mess up the team's surprise for the community. GA4 integration, analytics chart and input data until July 2023. Is that it? I see it on top of the list. I won't, let me see. It should be coming soon. I'm not gonna, yeah, you can submit a support ticket if you want to confirm on that, if that's urgent for you, like right away. But I see it on top of the list. Thank you. So we're gonna do a separate page for this functionality, as well as for dedicated servers. So for dedicated servers, we are finishing the page, separate page, and for every extension, we're going to do a separate page, and we're going to do an email blast with the video and everything, so with explanation how that works. So once we kind of make it official, we're still, you know, only presented at Treehouse, and it's a very limited number of people. Yeah, the new templates is a big thing. We see a lot of opportunities in this whole template business as well. There are some interesting things we notice in the market with these builders that allow you to build websites quickly, but don't allow you to grow them further. So I think that we have some ideas about templates that we're discussing where we can take it further. Any other questions for me or Rusty or Adam? 1 hour straight.
All right, awesome timing. All right, guys. Well, if no other questions, we'll call it a day. And yeah, thank you very much, Rusty, for coming back and doing it again, and Alex for coming again to the meeting. Apologies for missing the last one.
That was fun, though.
All right, guys. Thanks very much. Catch you later. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Alex.